Hey, thanks for watching another Southern Biker TV How To. Today's topic, fuel management. Does your bike need a fuel management device or doesn't it? Stay tuned. You know, your Harley shares a lot of things with your car in that they both have to meet EPA emission standards and they both run on a fuel injection computerized system. The Harleys, the V-twins, especially 07 on, came really lean from the factory, so they would meet those specifications. So even if your bike is stock, you could benefit from the addition of a fuel management device to help richen that up a little bit. Several advantages to doing so. First, you're going to get a little more power out of it. Second, it's going to run a little bit cooler than it did. But when you choose the device you're going to use, consider what you're going to do to the bike. Now, we've installed a Crusher Maverick exhaust system, slip-on mufflers on this bike the last time. It already has a K&N air filter in the air box. For me personally, not going to do a whole lot of more hot rodding, at least I don't see that in the foreseeable future. This bike is used for putting on a lot of miles on the road, and dependability is first and foremost for me. So I'm going to use the Vance&Hines FuelPak. It's an economical fuel management device, does everything I'm going to want it to do. There are other choices on the market, so consider what your plans are for your bike. I mean, if you're going to install stroker kits, cams, headers, anything that's going to dramatically increase the breathing ability of that bike, you want to have a little more tuning control than just this simple device will give you. And there are products like that on the market, so check with your friends, check with your shop. You know, see what kind of devices they recommend for what you want to do for the bike. But for now, this is how you install the FuelPak. Okay, the first thing we got to do is access the vehicle's computer. So I'm going to lift the sissy bar out of the way and then remove the seat. Okay, let's talk a little bit about why you even want to consider installing something like the FuelPak, even if your bike is stock. You know, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, the map in this computer for this bike is already set to the lean side of the scale. What does that mean? It's giving it just enough gas to make the thing go without any serious drivability issues. But it's not enough to get the full power under that specific load and RPM match. And it certainly makes the bike a little hotter than it should. So it's great for the EPA emissions test, not so great for us in the everyday world. Now again, this is modified slightly. We've got those slip-on mufflers and the air filter in place. So that's going to make the bike run even more lean. It's going to affect the idle quality, it's going to affect the temperature of the engine. And I live down here in the deep south where it gets pretty darn hot. I don't need anything extra adding heat loads to the motor. So this is a good thing for me to do. Now, before you go and install any of these devices, make sure that you read over the directions very carefully. You want to make sure you do it right. You don't want to cause any issues. You don't want to cause any communications problems. You don't want to cause any other faults that you're going to have to pay somebody to go out and fix. Again, this is a very simple device to install. Let's get to it. Okay, now these instructions apply to an 09 or 2010 FLH touring model. Again, make sure that you read the directions specifically for your bike. Follow them closely. The first thing we're going to do is access the ECU. That's this unit here. I'm going to pull that out, and then we're going to disconnect it and set it aside. Now this little stay here, that's going to be in the way when we get the new unit installed, because that connection is going to be a little bit bigger, so we need to try to cut that out of the way. Yeah, there we go. That's the easiest thing to do. Okay, now back to the ECU. Here's the FuelPak unit, and it's just a male-female connector. So we're going to very carefully install the one side back to the ECU, and then we're going to install the harness to the connector. And it shouldn't take a lot of a lot of pressure. We don't want to get the pins all messed up. Okay, so now we're going to slide that over, install that back in the bike. And then we want to wrap our fuel pack so it's going to sit right here. And there is a Velcro that we can use to keep that there. We'll just take one side off first, put it in place, and then we'll take the other side off. And put it in place. Like so. Okay, that's the basic install. Now, turn it on, make sure it's working. Okay, it's all lit up. Yeah, now we're ready to program the fuel pack. Okay, and we'll see if we can do the programming upside down. The first thing we have to do is access the cover. So we're going to remove the 4 screws. Careful not to lose any of them. And we'll set that off to the side. Now, look how well you can see it here. But this is what the map's going to look like. I printed this out from this online site. You can do it there. It comes with the instructions. If you don't find your combination for your bike, just contact Vance&Hines, and they'll help you with the numbers that you need to install. There are several modes. There's 18, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 more that we have values that we need to input for them. So let's turn the key on. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and program. This changes the mode value. The upper button changes the number value to a positive number, the bottom one to a negative number, and you'll see the little dash highlight here in the center if it is a negative value. And there are a few, at least for my bike, that need to be programmed as negative values. What are those numbers? It's all computer speak. It doesn't really correlate directly to anything of interest to us. So not going to worry about that. We're just going to follow the graph or the chart that we got, for this bike. So number 1 is 0. Go on to the next one. Value is a 5. Need to change that to a 5. Number 3 is 0. Number 4 is a -5. Number 5 is a 22. Number 6 is 10. 17 is 0. 18 is 33. Okay, and that's already in there. Now we're going to skip to 21. We should see 21 is a 0. Okay, if that's correct, so far so good. Go to 23, which is our next value and we need to program. 16, fine. 24 is 0. 25 should be a -2. 32 should be 38. 33 is 50. 34 is 20. 35 is also 20. All right, now that we've got the programming done, we're going to turn the power off. Wait 1 second. And turn the power back on again. And we're just going to go through it one more time, make sure that everything took the way it's supposed to. So that's 0, 5, 0, 8, 50, 20, and 20. Okay, got a program. Now we can put the cover back on. now we can reinstall the seat. Okay, with the bike all back together, it's time to fire it up, go for a test drive, see how it feels. If you do notice any issues with performance anywhere along the line, whether it's at idle or it's under acceleration, deceleration, whatever it might be, maybe the map might need to be tweaked a little bit. All you got to do is contact Vance&Hines. They'll be glad to help you out. Thanks for watching this edition of SBTV. See you again soon. Did you enjoy the video you just watched? Did you find it helpful? We sure hope so. If you did, make sure you give us a thumbs up and you add your comments to that section right below the player there. And don't forget to share our videos with your Harley riding friends. Once you got all that taken care of, if you want to make sure that you're the first to know about any new videos that we put up online, hit that subscribe button for us. Thanks for watching.